Let me introduce yourself. I'm Marty Akins, the chairman. Mr. Hemmel, Mr. Franco, Mr. Chen. Our clerk, if I could have a round of applause to last night. She worked very hard for us, and we burnt her out in 2 years. So, it's our fault. I've been working for this crew. Phone calls all the time. You got this, you got this. I need this. I need a light on this. I need this. What happened to this guy? Where's the letters? Boy, I know I do a lot with them, and I'm a pain in the butt. But thank you for all your services. Behind us, the head of inspectional services, Mr. Conlon. If you have a phone, please put it on vibrate or silent so you don't interrupt the meeting. If you want to talk, please step outside. First case under today is 131 Bunker Hill Lane. What they want to do is they want another extension. Personally, I don't want to, but I'll ask the board if they want to do one more. Or they just want to have the case read and make a decision.
It's fine.
They've been here it's just been going on way too long. They have plenty of time to get this stuff done, and they can come back and refile again.
What
Up to
about,
you.
You're looking at case 53.
Yeah,
They should, they're not here?
they're not here, they
Yes,
asked for
for now.
another extension.
Oh,
Me, I think it's been going on for months and months.
they can go away then.
That's what we should do, make it go away. They have plenty of time to do their stuff. I mean, it just takes up agenda space all the time and try to move people, so.
well, I also think it's unfair to the neighbors and the abutters who have to keep trying to keep up with the number of times that it is
And then they
scheduled.
don't come, you're
And
right.
then they don't come.
They get burnt out and they get tired and they don't want,
Yeah.
and they go, okay, I'm not going anymore, so. Enough's enough. I know I've looked at this case, and you know fact, they have an illegal apartment downstairs. Mr. Collins, has that been dealt with yet?
They have a permit for no inspections.
Huh?
They have a permit to deconstruct it, but no inspections.
All right, so they did have an illegal apartment, they're supposed to deconstruct this, and then you'll be going back there.
Right.
And they're looking to build another parking spot out there, so I'm inclined to say no for what they did. They had plenty of time to bring it, get it cleaned up. Someone could have got hurt down there or killed, God knows, in the basement apartment, but I wouldn't be in favor of granting their request. Any comments? Mr. Hamel?
I'm not in favor either.
Not in favor.
I'm not in favor, and I would like to at least make them wait until they've completed the re-inspection with the building department before they file a new application.
Okay. Do I have a motion with that in mind, that they have to finish with the building inspector before they file another application?
ZBA-2353, Dennis Caldwell, architect, variance to construct a new one-vehicle garage on the premise numbered 131 Bunker Hill Lane, Quincy. Make a motion to not grant the extension, not grant a postponement until the illegal apartment has been removed from the premises.
Seconded?
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved.
Chairman Akins, will that need to be advertised in the paper before that comes up?
It's a refile.
It'd be a
Yeah.
refile.
Refile.
Whole thing would have to come back. Let's go here, Bunker Hill. All right. Jack Milgram for 54 Spring Street. You have 4 people here, you wanna wait for the 5th, or you wanna?
We're gonna ask for a continuance for 4 weeks. Number one, because there's 4 people. Number two, when we were here last time, as you may recall, you kind of assured me an email from the counselor. I reached out to him by email after that, hoping to schedule a call to talk to him and maybe meet with the neighbors to try to come to a consensus. I understand the counselor's busy. I did not hear back from him, so I'm looking for some
Right
additional.
here, much made him worse tonight.
I'll speak to him, but, you know, it's a little late now. So I'm looking for 4 weeks to have some more time to speak with the counselor and talk to the neighbors, see if we can come to a consensus here.
And my 2 cents on the case is, the house didn't change from the first set of plans we gave you. You still
The
got
height's reduced.
the height. You still got 4 bedrooms, it's still 36 feet wide. That's a teeny lot. So I suggest, my opinion, is to shrink the bedrooms, shrink the house a little bit, make it conducive in that neighborhood. The street to your left probably has 10 feet, if that street is. I don't know how wide it's supposed to be legally, but you can barely get down there to turn. So everything in that neighborhood is really tight, real tight to the other side. You got a small frontage, 60 feet. So I would say shrink the house a little bit, because if it comes back, I'm just giving you my 2 cents.
Sure.
Me, I would vote no. I would vote no on it, because it's just too big for that little lot. I don't know, anyone have anything to say about this before we go further? Anyone?
Well, the current plan, you are correct for that lot in that neighborhood, it's too large.
I agree.
You have no comment.
Okay. So you get what we're going, let's get a plan. How long are you gonna need?
Yeah, it's 4 weeks.
4 weeks. March 26th?
Thank you.
2/26, yeah, in the council, they got a motion to 26th of March. Could
ZBA,
you just grab them for a minute, try to figure out a date?
Yeah.
Thanks.
ZBA 2354, Jack P. Milgram for a variance special permit floodplain to construct a single-family home on the existing open lot on the premises numbered 54 Spring Street, Quincy. It's requested a postponement until March 26th.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so moved.
That's everybody.
See then.
Thank
See
you.
March, thanks. Further, 83 Bird Street. So Roach, you wanna wait, or you wanna go?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if we could wait for the,
Okay.
please.
New business, ZBA 24-1, Lippy Magalhaes. Yes. For a variance to consider grandfather in a second short-term rental unit on the premise number 59 Pond Street. Please step forward, state your name and address for the application. For the board, please.
Philippe Magalhaes, 59 Pond Street.
Yeah. Now, how many,
Mr. Chairman, do you want,
units are in your house?
Mr. Chairman, do you
right now?
want me to take note?
3 units.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Anyone gonna speak tonight, could you please stand up and take an oath? If anyone's gonna speak. Mr. Chin, please.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matters now and here. Thank you, Steve.
How many apartments are in your place now?
It's a total of 3.
3. And one of them you want to rent, or one you have rented and you wanna rent another?
I live in one apartment and I rent the other 2. One is right now legal short-term rental, and I want to just bring the other one as it was before.
A regular rental?
No,
Monthly?
it was short-term from 2019 until you guys established the law.
And then you changed that one already?
I haven't changed, no.
So you-
That one is over 30 days now, as is required by the law. And so I'm requesting to have it pushed back to short-term, just because it was in operation before the law was established.
But now, so how many rentals, short-term rentals do you have at your house now?
1,
One, and that's all you want is one?
I want to,
It's the
You want the
second one.
second one?
correct.
All right. And you came before us for the first one, or did you just fill out the paperwork and had that done?
I fill out the paperwork, passed through the whole process.
And that's already done, the first one?
That's already done. yeah.
Okay, all right. That's
what
what I
they
was
have to-
reading it, I'm saying, does this say one more, or one, two? Okay, now I get it.
It's one more.
One more,
Uh,
okay.
The one that I have right now, the license is expiring, so I'm waiting for the inspectors to come over and
Okay.
just do the inspection.
All right. So, what's the?
Unfortunately, the registration have to be a variance for that's just a
That's legal,
registration, right?
right? Okay, and this is gonna be
This is
very,
a variance.
It's the same rules apply.
yes,
There's no grandfather.
no. No, we filled out his paperwork, he said, right, for the first one. And that's all legal now, when it's gonna expire, he's gotta have it inspected again. So he wants to add another one on that property.
What I did, I checked with other cities we're doing in regards to people that had short-term rentals before they established the law.
Yeah.
Cities like Miami and Chicago, they did grandfather the previous established
Yeah.
STRs.
Well, you know, if the neighbors speak, we'll see if there's any neighbors that want to speak and what's going on there when we're not there. If there's anyone here. So we'll find out that way. There's something going on in that house. Have you ever had the police at the place?
No.
Never.
I had a guest that had the car stolen in front of the house, and then the police came over.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's good reason for them.
Yeah.
All right, you can have a seat.
Okay.
Anyone have any questions?
No, not yet.
Is there anyone want to speak in favor? First call, second call, third call, closed. No correspondence. Is anyone opposed or undecided? There should be nothing. They do, they told you. Anyone opposed or undecided? Second call, third call. All that part of the hearing closed. I mean, if he's been there a couple, he's been doing this for years, and that, yeah, they have no comment. I'll be voting in favor.
I will not be voting in favor.
I'm sorry.
In favor or not?
No, there's not been a second STR granted by this board that I'm aware of, nor did I see anything in the regs that allow it, so I would think that we need to enforce that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just believe someone's been there doing that for 2.5 years, and no one knows, or 6 years, he's doing 6 years, and there's been no police at that place, he's doing a good job, but,
Yeah.
all right, I get it,
It's gonna
I
open
get
a
it.
floodgate.
No, I get it,
Absolutely.
I'm in favor.
all right. Take a vote.
He might wanna
Okay.
wait for the fifth person.
No, anything on variance, it's not a finding.
Oh,
I make a motion to deny.
New business, ZBA 24-1, Felipe Megahales, for variance to consider grandfathering a second short-term rental unit on the premise numbered 59 Pond Street, Quincy, Massachusetts. How do we vote?
You can vote either way, make whatever your motion you want. I'll vote the other way or the other way, the other way.
I make a motion. I'm voting no.
Making a motion to deny?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor of denial? 2. All in favor of being in favor? 2. Don't pass? 2-2. Sorry. Why don't we take a break and we'll get back to Bird Street when Charlie should be here in a few minutes. Also
Sorry.
joining us is Mr. O'Brien.
Apologies.
No, Charlie, just so you know, this is the clerk's last night.
I know.
I'll thank her. Oh, all right. So let's get back to the list here. ZBA 2389, 83 Bird Street.
Okay.
Construct two single-family homes. Redivide the lots. So,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Brian LaRoche, 67 Mears Ave, representing the applicant for 83 Bird Street. We came before the board on January 23rd, and in that hearing, we heard from the community, we heard from the board, there were some things that we wanted to do to improve upon the design, so we are coming back to you with revised plans. So the design that we have for this lot, the 2 dwellings that we're proposing, we've reduced the width of the dwelling by a foot for each of them, which to the existing abutters increases the setback from 11 feet to 12. We've shortened the overall length of the dwellings by a foot to get it to be 38 feet long. We also reduced the size of the deck. We had a deck that went across the full length of the back of the dwelling. We pulled it back, which allowed us to bring the basement bulkhead from the side yard into the rear here. So we have nothing, no appurtenances on the side anymore. We also took the driveway and reduced it to from 20 feet to 18 feet wide to improve the amount of pervious area in the front. So now we have 2 9-foot wide stalls. We also are changing the paving of the driveway so that it is architectural concrete pavers, so that we allow some water to infiltrate through those pavers. The other thing we did is we're going to put solar panels on the dwellings and also eliminate any fossil fuels in the design. So now we're going to be an all-electric building, which is definitely the trend of where things are going. So I think it's the right decision for these properties. We also submitted a paper copy to the board members, the plan showing the stormwater management on site as well. So those are the revisions to the design. And then regarding the redivision of the lot, we did present some additional information to you in your packets. We have a plot plan that was originally used to subdivide the lot back in 1892. The entire neighborhood was laid out in that way. The deeds for these two properties at 83 Bird Street, which we provided you a copy with, everything from the original still refers to that original plan and individual lots. So lot number 91 and number 92, even in today's deed, are mentioned. So we're asking for permission to redivide the lot as it was originally. And I would add, the other item here is that this whole neighborhood was subdivided before the zoning ordinance was even enacted. So applying the zoning ordinance of today to an area that was developed, more than 100 years ago is not reasonable. We feel like what we've done is we've been in keeping with how the neighborhood is configured now, the cadence of the street, the size of the homes. We're actually now shorter than the two adjacent properties. Left and right of us, we're now even smaller. We also reduced the height of the dwellings too by changing the framing of the attics to be with trusses, and also changed the pitch down. So I really feel like what we are proposing here is the most reasonable presentation we can do for this for these blocks. So that's our
The pavers,
modifications.
where are the pavers going?
The pavers are going in the front.
Whole front for bottom?
It's the 19-foot wide driveway for each of them will be fully done in pavers, as well as the walkway coming around too, which is shown on the plan that we had handed out the last time we were here.
And I got 11 and 12, so you got 22 between them, correct?
Sorry.
22 feet between the houses, is that right?
So what we have
And
between the existing, we have it as 20 feet. We're giving the extra to the side, to the existing abutters, to make sure that we're as far away as we can. So we have 12 feet of setback to the existing.
I think it did everything that I asked for, Brian. I know, there's a cost to that, I get it. And, but I think the neighborhood would look a lot better with pavers and drainage and then keeping everything on site, because you know what those roads are like down there.
Yep, yep.
And thank you for doing that. Those are just my comments. Any questions?
I have no questions.
No questions.
Yeah, I'm good at this time, thank you.
Is there anyone want to speak on the new plan? Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor?
John Rutherford, 62 Grunwall Road. I think this is a good plan. I mean, we need the new growth. This is, I like single families. This is two new single families that two new families can move into, so I'm fully in support of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Butterfield. Is there anyone else? Second call? Third call? All part of the hearing closed. Nothing new on the correspondence? Huh?
Yes.
Not yet. Hold on. One sec. All right, there's nothing new from the DPW. Now, anyone opposed or undecided? Now you're up.
Kathleen Shaw, 97 Bird Street. I realize that there's been tremendous progress here. The whole heart of this is taking a lot, and that's your first variance, you're taking one lot and splitting it into two. That has been a single lot forever. Yes, the whole neck was 45-foot lots years ago. So now you've got a developer who's not going to be a participant in the neighborhood coming in. He's going to build two houses on our street, which is Residence A, which does not conform to the zoning laws as they are now. They do not conform to the zoning laws as to what they were when I put my addition on back in the 80s, early 80s. So now we're going against one zoning law. You are changing all of our parameters as far as what's our house is going to look like. Because you not only got this lot, oh, I can take my lot and my next door neighbor's lot, combine those two and put a house in between there.
If every house and every lot we look at individually, so not, you just don't, because one got it, another one gets it, it don't work like that.
How many variances are you going to grant for this piece of property? 8?
No, I don't think so. The frontage, I think we wanted to, because you want to inline in the street, you want to line up with the street.
It could line up with the house that's there, which a lot of houses, that's what they do, line up with the houses, not with the street. All the different houses are
But
different.
you don't want a house to stand out, all of a sudden you go along and bang, and then bang, and then you
We
see
also
other
don't want
back
houses
up.
on 45-foot lots that were the old type of houses. We want houses that conform to the zoning laws. Okay? How many variances are you
No, I
granting
didn't
for
count
this?
'em. Brian, do you have the number in your head?
7.
So 7 variances have to be granted for this,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Never mind the splitting of the lot, that's the main variance.
Well, they're
Okay.
redividing them is what they do.
There are many pieces of property in the neck that there are homes on that can now be subdivided.
There's a lot of houses in House Neck that the garages turned into homes, but we can't do nothing about it.
They weren't, no, those were actual cottages in the
No,
past.
they really
In the
weren't.
past, they were cottages. If you look at the old
They weren't,
plans.
I lived down there, I know.
Yeah, so haven't I. I'm fourth generation down
Down
there,
street.
so I do know.
I know.
Now, you turn around and subdivide this piece of property,
Mm-hmm.
the whole of the House Neck. Now, one of the reasons was brought up about the new law that's in, that they want to bring people closer to the hubs. Well, how far is House Neck from the main hub of busing and transportation? It's not 1 mile like the law says. That's where they
Not
want,
far enough.
that's where they want to have it. That's where they want to have it. So you're going into Squantum and doing this too.
You know, wherever it fits, if it fits for the neighborhood.
Well,
and
that's
people
the
are
problem.
asking,
You're
that's
starting,
why we're
you're
here.
starting with this one,
That's why
with
we
a
have
developer.
report.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
like,
argue with you.
it's not
just
like you have a
tell us
homeowner.
what you want to say.
Well,
Tell us
what I
you wanna
want is, I do not want you to grant a variance for this. I want a
Okay.
single-family home on there.
All right.
We are Residence A, single-family homes. You are taking our property values and lowering them by doing this. We pay taxes, $7,000 a year now for taxes.
say. I know, I pay attention.
You know, this is a developer that's gonna come in because, yes, we're House Neck. Yes, we're near the water. It's a developer that's done it elsewhere. So it's not a person that's got that's a generation in there. So you've got someone
No, but I
that's coming
hope-
in
I
as a
hope-
developer.
I hope, what I do hope is the kids from House Neck will have a place to buy.
My kids aren't gonna, they pay $550,000 for this lot. How much is it gonna cost to build each of
I
those
have no
houses?
idea.
My kids can't afford that. I can't afford that.
Maybe we can't afford to live in Quincy no more, I don't know.
So, I mean, you're supposed to be building affordable housing. This is not affordable.
If you put one house on that lot, it would probably be a $2 million house. That's what it would be. And your whole
Yeah.
street would look totally out of character with
Well-
that house there. That's what would happen.
I am against
I hear you.
subdividing this lot
I hear you,
with 7 different variances
I hear you.
for these 2 homes to be built.
I hear you.
It's ridiculous to do this. If the lot was a 60-foot lot,
Mm-hmm.
it's a 45-foot lot is what you're doing. That's outrageous,
Okay,
really outrageous. Thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to speak? Council with the new stuff, you want to say something? All set? All right. Call that part of the hearing closed. I'm gonna tell you that those houses are gonna look very, very nice, and the houses that are beside them are probably gonna be worth more money because they're real nice homes. And it's, most people down there have that 5,000 square foot lot. They do, they do. You look at a lot of them down there, 3,000, 2,700. We had a one on Island Ave, it's 2,700 feet. They built the house. But there was a house there 100 years ago, so when it got torn down, they built it.
I used to live on Spring Street, 3,300 square feet,
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah, there you go, right. And that's what was down there, so, you know, I'm gonna be voting in favor. I think it's a good looking building. They're two different homes, they got nice character to them, they were designed well, they got solar panels on them, they have pavers on them. I think the guy did everything I asked for, because that's what I like to see down there, some really nice homes that being housed, new homes, so I'll be voting yes.
We need single-family housing. These are not absurdly large. I don't think they will have any negative impact on property values. I will be voting in favor.
I agree.
I'm gonna defer to Charlie first.
My objection in the beginning was that it was a 9,000 foot lot being subdivided,
Right.
but it's not a 9,000 foot lot being subdivided, it's a redivide, which I don't think I've ever voted against a redivide, because generally what happens is unknowingly the people that do it, they don't realize that they have to come back to us and have it redivided.
Right.
So that removes my main objection. My second point is, if the house was worthy, somebody would have stepped in and built on that 9,000 foot lot. And from what I gathered, there were no takers. So my position is that I'm gonna vote in favor of it at this point.
They have enough votes to carry, so I'm gonna say this, I'm sorry, irrelevant. But my point was that I think the presenter indicated that the zoning law should not apply to this situation. And I understand that the zoning laws have different impacts in different parts of the city, right?
Sorry.
House deck is impacted differently than whatever
Right.
the center. So when the law was formed, the city could have carved out exceptions for certain parts of the city that were negatively impacted or more greatly impacted. But they didn't.
Yeah.
They passed a zoning law that applied to everybody. So we really have to be careful when we carve out exceptions on behalf of the city for certain areas.
All right.
And I agree that, looking at this map, there are tons of very small lots in House Deck, and you know that you live there. So this is also Res A, and I have a knee-jerk reaction to allowing multiple
Right.
properties in Res A, so I'm going to vote no,
All right.
even though it doesn't.
All right, can I have a motion, please?
ZBA 23-89, Peter O'Connell for a variance to subdivide the lot into two lots, construct a new single-family home on each lot with a garage, a two-car driveway on the premise numbered 83 Bird Street, Quincy. Make a motion to vote yes.
Second?
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
4-1, passes. Motion to dismiss, motion to hold, motion to hold.
I make a motion.
Mr. Chairman, just a point of order, if I could, please.
Yeah.
Just Mr. Frankel was not in the first hearing. Does he have to acknowledge that he's watched?
No, he already knows that.
He did that, okay. I didn't know if that needed to be part of
He was
the
told to
record.
do that.
Okay, thank you.
Watch the video, make sure you did it, you said you did, so.
Checked it all.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
All right?
All right, opposed, so moved.